So G, is there for these guys? I know you got different. I noticed that you got this, you got that. Is there a place where the average person should start, like a starting point? Like, is it a catch-all for all these different fields? You should start right here before you decide to branch and go either way. Is it something? Is there something like that?
Yeah, well, it's kind of a yes and a no. And so what I mean is, you can do a Google search for CompTIA IT roadmap, security certification roadmap, and it'll pull up like a chart that kind of explains, shows you different career paths in IT and where to start, what certifications that you should aspire to get along your path. But then I say no because I always tell people, what do you want to do in IT? Like, what you want to do in IT is going to dictate where you start. So like this dude, Zach, he just put something in here. He said,
there you go. Yeah, I was waiting till you finished.
Starting to get back into tech, and I would like to create video games, and I would like to have a solid foundation. He's taking a Python course. What would I recommend? So the stuff that I teach isn't going to help him. I mean, it'll help him understand computers, but I don't teach anything pertaining to computer programming. So it would probably be a waste of his time to learn my material when he can go out there and learn Python, I'm not a programmer, but C++, any type of programming language that can help him make video games. And then he also has to weigh in, does he need to go to college for this? Or does he need to go to a tech school, or, how is he going to get the training? So it's just a matter of, what do you want to do in IT? And that's going to ultimately dictate where you start. Because what if you want to become a data scientist? You want to analyze big data.
Yes.
You're probably going to have to go to college. You're probably going to have to take calculus classes, or, you probably have to do all kinds of things. But if you just want to jump straight into help desk work, networking stuff, then my stuff will be perfect for you. I'm not sure what Keep It Techie does, but whatever he does, it might be a different path. It's just a matter of identifying what IT to do. And then that is going to ultimately kind of give you guidance as to how you should go about starting. Now, is the information that I teach, can it cross over into different things? Of course, you can learn my stuff and then decide I want to be a programmer. I want to do this. I want to do that. I mean, it's still all relevant to IT, but is it going to get you to your destination faster or slower? Or, it's just you got to figure out where you want to start in IT, or what do you want to do first?
Yeah, man. Microsoft's front page shot a whole, how much money we were making websites before Microsoft put front page out where anybody could buy it. Any advice on building a portfolio for front-end developer roles?
I think that's probably more of a Keep It Techie lane right there. You might.
It ain't my lane.
Oh, hold on. Any advice on building a portfolio for front-end development roles? Well, I mean, it all depends on what that all ties to programming. At the end of the day, front-end development. When it comes to development, it could be application development, any type of development. It could be mobile application development. I mean, it all requires you understanding a programming language. Now, one thing I can recommend to you is create your GitHub account, as well as go on there and look at the type of programming language that you're trying to learn, because they have plenty of people that are already developing applications, or it could be anything, web applications, and they put their free and open source code on GitHub. So that'll be a good starting point to actually get some experience. But once you figure out what language you want to learn, then that GitHub could be used at your portfolio, because a lot of people nowadays, what they do is, especially when they're going for development type positions or programming type positions, they reference their GitHub within their resume as a portfolio. I mean, and that will let them know that you've actually worked on projects. Like for instance, on GitHub, when you help develop on projects, they'll put you down as a contributor to that actual program or application that is working, that you made changes to this code and it was actually accepted by the main developer of it. So that's one way to kind of build a portfolio. Hope that made sense.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah, that's one of the ways you can build that portfolio. Yeah. So
I don't know what Sean's, I don't understand the question really. I don't, but that's me.
It looked like, as he says, I want to learn how systems work, breaking them down to the nitty gritty of them. How would I go about doing that? I mean, systems in IT is really like umbrella term. So that can mean anything, you know what I'm saying? But as it relates to what I teach, we do teach you the basics of IT. We'll break down a motherboard and cover all the details of every component on the motherboard. And then, we start talking about some networking stuff. We'll talk about how these things, how the internet works. We start talking about things like yeah. I mean, we just talk about a variety of different things. So it's just a matter of what does he mean by systems? But as it relates to the stuff that I do or I teach, I teach the bare bones entry level stuff. This is what binary is. This is what hexadecimal is. This is what a motherboard is, the various components. This is what cloud computing is. This is what, this is what these acronyms, I'm on some step-by-step baby stepping you through it so that, y'all can graduate and go see Keep It Techie and learn some more advanced stuff like Linux and beyond. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my approach to, breaking the so-called systems down.